and today we will go deeper and we will learn multi-dimensional arrays. In the previous lesson, we have started learning arrays, but today we will make it a little harder than before. Don't worry, the logic is very same. When you see it, you will understand. If you could be able to understand the arrays, multi-dimensional arrays will be easier for you. Of course, if you have written the code yourself, it will be easier for you. If you did not, pray to God. Don't worry, you will understand. I will try to explain every angle of multi-dimensional arrays. Actually, if you want to store a lot of different data values in a same array, it becomes multi-dimensional. But before that, let's review what we have learned in the previous lesson and what we should. I'm sorry, let me check something. Oh, yes. What we should check before we are creating arrays. I will do it from the IntelliJ. Here it is. These are kind of arrays. There were two things when we are creating arrays. First, the length of the array, it will be fixed and we won't be able to change it. Yeah, if you remember. The second one, you should know that when you are creating it, you should set the length. And when you add the elements like this, you cannot change the length. You cannot add another element to it. And we have learned a few methods that we can use when we are trying to access arrays. Of course, if you want to reach the elements of the array, you can use a form. Okay. A second. Okay, it's working. Yes, if you want to use an element of the array, you can use array, and between square brackets, you should write the number, index number of the elements. Now we have created a lot of methods. And binary search, this one is used to reach the elements, products of the arrays. It is very fast, faster than for a loop. So if you have thousands of products saved in an array, you can use binary search. Split method is being used in testing because when you got a value from the website, and if you want to test a part of it, somehow you should be able to reach that part. And usually we use a split method to create an array from a string variable. And here I told you that we cannot change the length, but yes, that's correct. We cannot change the length of a created array, but we can create a new array by adding element. Let's say the old one has 3 elements. I will create another array. I'm not changing the old one's length. I am creating a new one. After creating it, I can assign this newly created array to old one. It works. Instead of changing the old one, we are buying a new car. Yes, and we have created methods to that. Oh, we did not. We did not create a method for this one. Let's create a method for adding an element. I will create a method, and each time I will use that method to add a new element. Don't worry, it's very easy. Let's do it. Day 20 it is. Day 20. After a few lessons, we will finish these pre sessions. Then you may need to start the real session. Day 20 arrays. Oh, we haven't done it, right? No, okay. CO1, CO1 arrays added element method, add element method. Okay, we have everything we need. Directly, we will create the main method, and then we will start creating the let me check something here. I think there's a problem in my computer. Let me fix it a second, please. Okay, this should fix a few problems. I'm using 33 GB RAM, but somehow it is full. Who is using my RAM? Let me check it. Interesting. No one is using my RAM. Okay, better now. Let me close a few more things here. Sorry for that. Okay. Okay, it should work. We have it available there. Okay, I will create main method. Then we need an array, and we will add a new element to it. ABC, we can use any name here. The elements will be a few numbers. It is okay. Now let's create another integer and number to add. We will add 10 to this array. Okay, we have an array and we have a number to add it. Let's create the method. Okay, let's write the question. Create a method that adds a new element and to an array. It should return the new array. Okay, now this one will return a new array. Let's create the method according to that. What I expect, add element, add a new element to array. This is the method. Now let me write something here. We will have a machine. I will send the array, the one I am planning to change. And also I will change the new element. I will send a new element. It will be added to the array. And it will work on them. It will create a new array and it will return that new array. Return new array. Okay, that's our task. You know, we should write whatever we are sending between normal brackets. Then we are calling the method. I am sending ABC and also number to add. Number to add. I know that this will return an array. It will be like this. here, there it will create a new array. Imagine it like this. This will delete itself. A new array will appear here. I will reassign it to the ABC array. ABC will be the new array. It will return a new array here, and I am assigning it to old array. Okay, everything is ready. Now I can create the method. Just come over it, and click create method. We are ready. Let me explain. It will return an integer array. Okay. It accepts an array, name it ABC, and it also accepts a number. What we are gonna do now? I will receive this ABC array's length, and I will add 1 to it. Just we did before. Length, integer, length of new array. It will be ABC length plus 1. ABC dot length plus 1. Okay, we have it. Now let's create a new array with this new length. Integer array, new array. We are going to create it by using the new keyword, and I will write integer, and the length will be length of new array. Everything is going as planned. In the new array, we should have these values, and we should have an empty place to store 10 inside of it. Okay, let's copy all the elements from ABC to new array. For I loop. It will start from 1 and it will continue until the end of the ABC. The limit will be ABC length. Each time I will increase the value of I by 1. Okay, by using this I value, I will reach the ABC's elements. ABC I element will be here, and I will assign it to my new array. New array I will be equal to this value. In the new array, there will be 1, 5, 4, 8, and a 6. Loop has completed its function. At the end, I need to add 10. New array's last index should be the 10, the number I'm planning to add. How can I reach the last element dynamically? You know, new array's length minus 1 will do the job. New array length minus 1. Okay. I'm sorry, I cannot explain things Turkish. We cannot explain them in Turkish. Really, I did not see the comment in time. Okay, it will be equal to 10. At the end of everything, after the loop, after setting the last value, I will send this new array. I will return it. Return new array. Okay, this method will return the new array with the added value 10. It will be here. A complete new array will be here, and I am assigning it to the old ABC array. After the method call, let's print the ABC. So, to print an array, we need help arrays from our big brother to string array. Oh, ABC, sorry. Let's run it. Just working on it. 5, 1, 5, 4, 6, 8, 6, 10. As you can see, it was like this without the number to add, and now it has it. The last element has added. But here, I want to explain one more time. I'm not changing the old array. I am creating a new one and assigning to the old one. We are not changing the number of seats in a car. We are buying a new car. So, okay, we got it. We created this method too. And let's focus on multidimensional arrays. Let me clean the table. What multidimensional, let me explain what multidimensional arrays are. Until now we have we have saved a lot of numbers in an array. 1, 9, 8, it doesn't matter, 5. In an array, we stored those values. Okay, we did that. Yes, we have created a list of students in a class. Class will have Ali, Veli, Ayşe, Fatma, blah, blah, John, Michael. Everybody will be in the class. But if I want to create a data storage for a school will have classes, right? Class 1, class 2, and class 3. And each class will different students. Ali, Michael, John, and others. How can I store? I want to create a school and data type. I want to store all the students in a school list. How can we do that? In the school array, we are going to store the classes, and each class will store the students' names like this. School will have classes. Class 1, class 2, and class 3. And each class will have student names. For this kind of thing, we need something else, right? Arrays won't be able to store all those variables. And let me give you another example. I have a market, and I have all the different sections, books, foods, things like a lot of furnitures, blah, blah, it goes on. And I want to store the book names under the books, and the food names should be under this section. And the market should have these values in it, and each values should store another list. Actually, market will have a list of the product types. Market will have book, foods, and blah, 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 it goes on. and each product type will have a list that we are selling in that market. Like this. We need another data type. Let me explain another thing. Let's think a bank, and I am creating an account in the bank. Bank account. I can have Turkish lira, USD dollar, or euro. I can have different accounts in my main account. I can store different amount of money under them. Actually, all the there's currencies belong to me. All that money belong to me, but somehow I need to have different values for each one of them. This is my bank account. It will store out of different sub accounts, and each account will have a different value. This is also can be handled by using multi-dimensional arrays. Okay, let me think another one. Yes, let's touch the government work. All my information should be saved somewhere. For example, let's create a person named Hassan, and this person's name, surname, age, birth date, account numbers, insurance. There will be a lot of different lists, as you can see. Worked place, mean insurance, and ID, blah, blah, it goes like this. And a few of them can have a list like this. So again, we may need to use multidimensional in this kind of situations. What I'm trying to explain is, if you are storing sub information, you are creating a list like Hassan should have workplaces, insurance, health, information, like this. Each one of them has different lists like this. You can use multi-dimensional arrays. It will be like this. For example, under the Hassan name, I am creating a list. Hassan will have workplace. I am creating a list. Hassan will have health info. For example, belongings, traffic information. Okay, I have created an array. This Hassan array will have all these variables. And actually, each one of them is another array, inner arrays. This array has a list of companies that Hassan worked in. Health info contains all the information regarding the Hassan about his health. Traffic info will store the cars he has, I'm not sure, the bills and other things. As you can see, if you want to create this kind of data type, you should use multidimensional arrays. Let's try to understand what's written here. If you can remember, this is an array. Array 1. This is another array. They are separated by a comma. Array 2. How can I understand? As you can see, it is storing more than one element, and all of them are integers. It means it's an array. Another one. This one is also an array. It has only one element, but still it is an array because we can understand it from the curly brackets. another one, this is another array. And this outer part, outer curly brackets, is to set the two-dimensional array. This is an array which has a lot of different arrays in it. It can be same too, it doesn't matter. A lot of arrays in it. How do we understand it's a multi-dimensional array? You should be able to notice at this part we have used double square brackets here. And inner elements stored numbers too. And here it is easier to understand. As you can see, this is the first array, and this is the second array. Third one, fourth, and the last one. This is an array, and it is storing other arrays. As you can see, it's a normal array, but the data values in it different. Data values in it are different from the arrays we have learned until now. If you are storing other arrays in an array, it will be two-dimensional array. Yes, outer array and inner array you can store like this. Of course, you can create three-dimensional, four-dimensional arrays, but don't worry about it. It is very hard to follow what you are doing there. In coding, you do not use arrays. Instead, we have other ways to handle those situations. Okay. The first array has 3, 1, 2, 4 in it. The second array has 1 and 2 inside of it. I'm talking about these parts. The first array, second array, and the third one. I hope you could be able to see it is exactly the same with these values. These values are arrays are storing same thing. Now, okay, outer array, inner array. Okay. How do we reach the elements? Actually, it's very easy. If you could be able to understand the logic of multi-dimensional arrays, the thing is very easy. You know, this is the first array, right? This is the index 0. I'm talking about the outer. This is the second array, index 1, index 2, index 3, and index 4. And let's say I want to reach this one. How can I receive a 2? I know that it is inside of the index 0, right? Array index 0. I know it is in this array. Okay, this is an array. I will use another square bracket. Open and close it. I will write this inner index in the inner array's index number 0, 1, 2. 0, 1, 2, 3. Those are index numbers, and 3 has came here. Let's try to reach another one. This time, I want to print this one, 4. It's not very hard. At first, it is in the second index, index 2. This is an array, and let's reach it, array index 2. This is the outer array's index. Now let's check the inner array, 0, 1, 2. The one I'm looking for is at the index 1. I will write that number here. Okay, this will give me the 4 from third array, and from the inside of it, it is the second element. Okay, yes, if you want to reach this one without checking the results, let me see. Index 0, index 1, index 2. This 5 is index at the third array. So I should use array index 0, 1, 2. The inner array's third element, index 2. Okay. This is the, if you check the outer arrays, it is the index 2. But if you want to get inside of it and reach the third element of this array, it will be index another 2, because this comes from the outer loop and this comes from the inner loop. Yes, to reach 4, it's not very hard. We can do it. It is in the, let's check, we will start from the outer arrays. It is from 0, right? Array 0. The second number will be 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. 2. Now we are trying to reach this one. When I check the outer arrays 0, 1, this is the second array. When so I will write the index of it. And this is also 0, 1, the second element, so it will be like this. We are writing the index values and they starts from 0. 1, 1. Everything's looking good. And we are trying to reach the 5 now. I will write it here. Array. Let's check the outer loop. 0, 1, 2 is the one we are looking for. I'm saying 2, but writing 3, sorry. It is a 2. It seems like Z. Yes, this 5 is inside of the index 2 arrays, right? And when I come here, 1, 0, 1, 2 is here. To reach the 5, the inner index number is also 2. 10, what about the 10? Outer loop number is 3, array 3. It has only one element, so the second array index will be 0. 3 and 0. Oh, we have another one. Okay. This one is the fourth outer array, and the second element, so it will be 4, 1. Yes, it is. Okay. Yes, if you want to print the elements like this, we can print it. But if you want to print an inner array, again, you need to call arrays class and ask for idle help to print an inner array. As long as it is an array, you have to use arrays class to print them. Otherwise, you won't be able to print them. Here, if you want to print an inner array, you should write it like this. This one, array index 1, means another array, as you can see. This is the array's second element, and it is also another array. And to print an array, we ask help from arrays class. Don't forget that, even though it's an inner array, still it is an array. To print it, you should use arrays class. How can we print the two-dimensional array? It's very easy. We are using toString, but now if you want to print everything in an array, actually multi-dimensional arrays, you should use arrays deep toString. This will dive deep and it will get all the elements of inner arrays, and they will be printed like this. Exactly, it is like this. As you can see, we have it is only changing the brackets. Okay, before coming here, let's write a few code. This way, we can understand better, I think. Multi-dimensional arrays. Let's start. CO2, multi-dimensional arrays. We need a main method. Okay, let's create an array. Integer. To create a multi-dimensional array, you should use double square brackets, and the name array, it will be okay. And at the beginning there, we need two of them. The outer belongs to outer array, and this is an inner array. Let's write the numbers. The random numbers will work just fine. I will add another array here, and another one is coming. It will have two elements, and another one. This one will have only one element. If you need to add a lot of elements, you can also, of course. Okay, we have created a multi-dimensional array. If I ask you, what is the length of this array? What would be your answer? It is a two-dimensional array, and I want to get the length of this array. Can you tell me what is the length of this array? I will wait for a few seconds. Okay. This is the first array. This is the second inner array, third one, fourth one, and the fifth one. So this one will have 5 elements in it. So array length. It's very exciting, I know, it's a little hard to understand, but the number of elements for this multi-dimensional array is 5. Actually, inside of it, there is only 5 arrays. This multi-dimensional array has 5 arrays in it. So the length is 5 for this array. Okay, we got it. If I try to reach the third array, and if I try to see the length of it, so how can I reach the third array? Index 0, 1, 2, okay? Array, the elements of the index 2 will be the 4 and 5. And I want to get the length of it. When I run it, it will reach the third array, and it will print the third array's length, which should be 2. Okay, I'm checking if there is a question. There is not so far. Okay, we done it. And how can we print the first array, for example, first inner array? It's very easy. So array index 0. If you do it like this, it won't print it because you know we cannot print an array directly. this is reaching this part, the first element of the outer array. And it is still an array, so it won't be able to print it. To print it, we should ask help from arrays class. We are trying to print an inner array, but it is still an array, so we cannot print it directly. To print it, we will ask help from array class. System south. Okay, help me arrays dot to string, and I will write the array right now. The first array of a multi-dimensional array. This time we will be able to see it. Believe me, the values will appear there. If I did not make a typo, of course. Here they are. First arrays values 6, 8, 6, 2, 4, exactly as it is. If you want to print all the arrays, if we want to print all values of the multi-dimensional array, we need to use deep to string. It will dive deeper, and it will be able to get all the values from inner arrays. So arrays dot deep to string, and now I will write the array. If we use this one for a normal array, I do not know what happens, but I think it will just print it. Let's try. So arrays dot deep to string. Then I will write the first array here, array 0. Okay, it did not accept it. Okay, it's okay. You know, it did not accept it. It is saying it should be an object array. I want to try something before giving up. Give me a second. I'm not sure if it works. Okay, what about it now? Okay, it did not like it. Let's forget it. So we cannot use this code on a normal array. It means that we can not use deep to string method on a normal array. What happens if I try to print something which is not there? If I try to print solve array 3 1, let's see. Out of bound exception, as you can see. 0, 1, 2, 3. And there is no element at the index 1. If I have entered 0 here, it should work right now. Here it is. But if you enter a value which is not there, it will fail. And Java is not complaining because this is a runtime error. When we try to run the class, this error will be shown. When we try to print an element which is not there, we will face an exception. We will face an exception. Okay, this all for this lesson. We will continue after 15 minutes. Let's open the counter, and after 15 minutes, I will continue. Thank you very much. Okay, hello everybody. What were we doing? Let me check. Oh yes, you were writing a few quotes about multidimensional arrays. Okay, now we know how do we handle the multidimensional arrays. I mean, we don't know how to handle them, but we know how they work. Let me create another one, CO3, multidimensional arrays, calculating the sum of values. Sum of arrays. Sum of elements. That's better. Let's create main method. And then we should create a multidimensional array. But before creating a multidimensional array, let's try to find a normal arrays, sum of normal arrays elements. Calculate sum of this sum of elements. I will create a random array here, integer array. It will have a few values. Doesn't matter how many. We have an array. So to reach it, I need to write the index of these elements, right? I will create an empty sum, which will be 0, integer sum. It will be 0 at first. And by following the order, first I will add 4 to it, then 6, then 8, then 4, then 5. As you can see, there's a loop here. Let's create the loop. For I, it will start from 0 and it will continue until the end of this array. Array.length. We have the loop right now. And each time the first value of I will be 0. By using it, I will try to reach 4. Then I will add it to sum. That's the first task. Reach the elements and add them to some variable. Oh, we couldn't write reach. Okay, our first task is reaching the elements, array index I. The first value will be 0. In the second loop, I will be 1, and it will reach the index 1 element. I will add this element to sum. Sum will be equal to sum plus array I. So that's all I need to do. Then at the end, let's print the sum. So sum. So let's write an explaining before it. Sum of first arrays element. Let's run it one more time. I will also print the array. So first array plus arrays dot to string array. That's better. First we will see the array, then we will see the sum of the elements. 4, 6, this is 10. 10, 22, 27. Okay. It's a little hard to understand the sum from here. I have added a few things to make it more clear. So it's working. Let's try to understand the logic here because we are going to use this logic and apply it to a two-dimensional array. Here, one by one, I have reached the elements of the array by using the index values. The first I was 0, by using it array 0, I could be able to reach the 4. In the second loop, I will be 1, and index 1 will be added to the sum value. I will be 2, 8 will be added, and it will continue like this. If I create two-dimensional array of integer array like this, the name will be array multi. It will have values, of course, like this. And I have created an inner array. Oh, wrong thing. And another one here. Okay, let's create another one. And that many is enough, I think. Okay, we have created our multi-dimensional array, and this array has 3 different arrays inside of it. So how can I reach the arrays? If it is like this, first I need to reach inner arrays. That's the first step. Somehow I need to be able to reach inner arrays. How can I do that? Of course, it is very easy. But all this array numbers, this is the index 0. This is an inner array, and the multi-arrays index 0 is this array. After reaching this array, I will create another loop to reach inner elements. It will again start from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3. To reach the first multi-arrays elements, we will create a for I loop for I. This time I will start from 0, and I'm planning to reach all the elements, all the arrays here. So I will use multi-arrays length. Array multi-length. When I is 0, it will be this array. When I is 1, it will be this. And the last one, when I becomes 2, we will be working on this array. To reach inner arrays elements, I need to create another loop here, another for I. And this time, how will I set the numbers? For each array, the length of this inner loop is changing. The number of elements is changing. I need to create a dynamical loop here. If I is 0, I will use multi-arrays zero's element length. If I is 1, I need to reach this array's length. It is very easy. I will use multi-array, and I will write I here and the length. What I have done here, if I is 0, and when the code comes here, I is 0, and what is the first array's length? Index 0 array's length. It is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 came here. When I becomes 1, it will again multi-array 1, length will be 4. What about 2? When I becomes 2, this array will be handled. Multi-array 2, length will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As you can see, when it is 6, G, key will start from 0 until the blank. Okay, now I have covered all the numbers. And I need to add all those values to another variable. So I will create integer sum multi. It will be 0 at first. let's all the elements to sum multi. Each time I want to add, I will add this two-dimensional arrays elements. Array multi. I will use double numbers. At first, I will use I here because at first I will be 0 and 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3. 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3. It will be like this. For the second one, I will be 1. 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3. For the third element, I will be 2. 2, 0. 2, 1. 2, 2. 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5. I need to write this one will be I, and the second one will be GJ. And each element will come here, and one of those elements will be added to the sum multi. After the loop, let's print it. Solve sum of multi-dimensional arrays elements will be sum multi. Oh, I have forgotten to print this sum multi, but it's not very important. So arrays did at string are multi. But it's working. It says sum of multi-dimensional arrays element is 75. Oh, I have written a lot of words, and most of them are high numbers. From here, you should be able to see what we are doing. I'm not going to calculate some of those numbers. It should be right. You can check it if you want. Okay, I think you got it. I'm using the two for a loop here to reach each numbers. First, I have tried to reach outer loops index values 0, 1, and 2. And let's write the numbers here so it will be easier to understand. I'll try to reach the 0 and the 1 for the second outer loop and 2 for the third one. Then I'm trying to reach 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Somehow I should create a dynamic setup for this. First one is very easy. A loop starting from 0, ending at 2. Starting from 0, ending at the multi-dimensions length. The second one is a little complicated. Second one will start from 0, okay, but the last one of this loop will be the number of elements in the first array. Index at the index 0, the array at index 0. So dynamically, I have created that limit. Comes from I. Okay, I hope I could be able to explain what I have done here. And we could be able to print them. If I want to print them, I can also do that. So I will print elements. Multi I and J, and I will put space and a comma between them. And I want to print them all in the same line. Oh, at the end, I need to write this, otherwise it is a little hard to understand. I am taking this one to the next line. This is all I have done here. These are the elements. 6, 8, 4, 8. 6, 4, 8, 6, 1. As you can see, we could be able to reach all the elements of the array. The numbers, I just reached all the numbers. We can reach each number. Okay, that's all. That's more than enough. Okay, let's continue. Yes, to reach the all elements of multidimensional array, we need to use nested loops, and it will be decided by the numbers. For example, if you have two-dimensional array, two force out an outer loop and inner loop will be enough. There should be one nested loop. If it is a three-dimensional array, we need to use two nested loops. There should be 3 loops at total. Okay, as you can see, to reach to all the elements, we need to use 2 loops if it is two-dimensional. It's a two-dimensional array. We need to use 2 loops, as you can see. And by using these values, we can reach the elements of all the arrays. Output will be like this. We used a comma between them, so it was a little different. If you want, we can delete it, of course. Let's delete the comma. And now there will be only space between them. In this line, there will be only space between them. Here they are, without any comma. Okay, we have a lot of questions here. Okay, first we will start from what we know. I'm not going to solve any question from here, but I will solve them, a few of them actually. But I want to start with something different. I will create CO4 questions. I will write method, then the question. Let's try to find the longest string in a multi-dimensional array. Okay, the arrays, multi-dimensional array will have a lot of array inside of it, and each array will have different names in it. Let's create. This time I will use string array. Oh, this will be a multi-dimensional array. Okay, now we are talking. Here I will write Ali, Veli, Hassan, Murad. Okay, this one has this many students. Think it like this. This is the class 1, and these are the students. Second class will have Michael and John. We have 2 classes in this array, and each one has different members, different names. This is John, not John. So we are looking for the longest one. You know, with the human brain, let's try to understand what we are doing here. First, I will compare Ali and Veli. Which one is the longest? Veli, right? But first, when I see Ali, if I didn't see others, I will think, hey, this is the longest one before seeing the others. So I will create it like this. String the longest name will be the first element of this array, two-dimensional array, 0 and 0. Oh, I couldn't go there. I couldn't go there. Or here it is. It seems like I'm seeing on the Ali and I have set it like this. This is the longest name. When I compare it with the second one, if the second one is longest, I will change this value. Now it will be valid. And then I will compare this value with the other one. And now it is Hassan. And then I will compare it with the Murad. Then Michael, and the last one will be John. Okay, this is outer array with the name of with the number index 0, and this is index 1. Let's check the inner ones. 0, 1, 2, 3. For this one, 0 and these numbers will be should be used. But in the last part, it will be 0 and 1. This is a 1. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Let me delete it. 1. It means we need to use a two-dimensional array. There are two square brackets, two pair of square brackets. So we need to use two for loops. For I, the first one will start from the 0, and for the first one we should check the outer one. The outer one's length is 2. 0, 1 should come from here. It means I should be smaller than array's length. Array dot length. It is 2, of course. It has 2 elements. The first array and the second array. The second for I loop should be calculated according to the elements. Okay, I will write something array length here, but it should be created dynamically according to the arrays. If we are checking the first array, which one is the 0, it should be 0. If it is the second one, it should be 1. So I will write I here. The value will come from the first loop. If it is 0, if you are checking the first array, it will be arrays 1, arrays index 0, length will be 2. It has 2 elements. Sorry, index 0's length will be 4, and it will be able to reach all the elements. Okay, we could be able to reach all the elements of array. Now I can compare them. If, of course, we are checking something, the statement if Ali is longer than Veli, I will use Veli. The longest one will be Veli. How will I do that? If arrays I and J, this is the element. If this its length is higher than the longest name's length, let's say if it is higher than longest name length, I will do something. It means Veli is longer than Ali, right? When we compare Ali and Veli, the longest name will be Ali here. This one is the Ali. It has 3 elements in it. The second one's length will be 4, and 4 is higher than 3, of course. I should change the longest name. From now on, it will be Veli. The longest name will be array that element, I and J. And it will compare each one of them. At the end of all the loops, let's print the longest one. So the longest name, if I can type, will be the longest name. Let's run. If you have any question, please, without hesitation, ask it. It says the longest name is Michael. As you can see, it seems like it is working without any problem. Okay, we did solve it. Let's try to solve another question. So maybe perhaps we can understand what's going on here. I know that understanding multidimensional arrays is a little hard. Actually, I know it's hard. I remember always when I faced it for the first time in my life, it was really confusing at first, but you should solve the questions yourself. If you solve them, if you touch keyboard to write them, to solve those questions, you will be able to understand them. Otherwise, you won't be able to swallow them. Even if you think, okay, I got it, I have understood it, still you should solve them, no matter what. Even if you are a genius, I'm sure you can handle it, but still you should write the code yourself. Otherwise, in time, they will create a wall in front of you. And overcoming that wall will be a great problem for you. And so not to face this kind of wall, we should solve all the questions that I solved here ourselves after each lesson. Practice is the key of the success here. So I will solve another question. CO5 questions. We need a main method and the question, of course. Create a method that counts even numbers in a multidimensional array. Okay, let's think of the method first. First, we will think, then we will start writing the code. I'm planning to create a method. Okay, I will send a multidimensional array in it. Array, multidimensional. I won't need to send. I don't need to send anything else. It will count them, and it will return the number of elements. Number of even numbers. But as you can see, I expect it to return an integer. Okay, if you can understand this part, creating the method is easy. I will write the method name. I count even number in a multidimensional array. I need to send an array here. Okay, let's create the array. Integer, multidimensional array. It will have a lot of numbers. We have that kind of array here. Okay, we have, let me use this one. I don't want to write it again. I do not need this part. Okay, we have an array. Now let me send it to the method. Array. This is all I want to send here. I know that it will return a number, right? It will be like this. It will delete itself and it will be a number. So let's assign it to a number. Integer number of even numbers will be returned value. It will return a number of even numbers and it will be assigned to this number. And then I will print the solve number of even numbers in multi-dimensional array is plus number of even numbers. Okay, we have completed the main method. Everything is ready. The only thing we need is the method itself. Let's create it. After setting the stage, creating method is very easy. I will just click on this one, and it will create it. Now it will return an integer number, just like I planned here, and it will take a two-dimensional array, like this one. It will come inside, and a number will return it. So, how do we do that? First, we need to reach each value, and there will be if statement. If it is a even number, we will increase the value. First, I need to reach each element. Well, let's write the steps. Reach each element. This is the first step. Second, I will check if it is a given number. Check is it an even number. Third, if it is, we will increase a counter. If it is, increase the counter. Start from the first step. We have two-dimensional array, so we need to use two for loops. For I, this one will be for the outer one. 1, 2, 3. It has 3 elements, so it should be counted from the array's elements. Array.y. If it has 3 elements, 0, 1, 2 will be the i's values. The second, we need another for I loop. Again, this will start from 0, but according to inner arrays, the number of elements will change. Loops and value should be changed dynamically. I will use array I, then length, to be able to set an ending for different outer arrays. Okay, now I have it. Array E and G will be the elements of this multi-dimensional array. Now we need to check it, right? I will delete this part. If this array, it's a number, modulus 2 equals to 0. It means it's an even number. Third, if it's an even number, we need to increase a counter. Well, we don't have any counter, but we can create it. Integer counter will start from 0. And if it is like this, we will increase this counter plus plus. Now, after the for loops, all of them, I need to return this counter because that's the purpose of this method. Return counter. That's all. That's ready. We have already created the main method, and we have also created the method that we are trying to reach. Just I need to run the class. Let's have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, they're exactly the same. No, not the same. 8. There should be one more here, and 9. We did it. Easily we solved the question. I hope I could be able to explain what I have done here. Yeah, it goes down like this. Okay, let's try to solve another question. This time, the logic is will be very same. we will try to calculate multiplication of all the numbers. Okay. We will have another array. I will look at this one. Let's use it. This will give us a huge value, but don't worry. CO6 to hash channels. We need a main method, of course, an array to work on. Calculate multiplication of all numbers of this two-dimensional, multi-dimensional array. Example, this thing. Okay, we have an array, and we can also create the method. Okay, let's create a method. By creating a method. So it's very easy. This is an array, multi-dimensional array. I need a method. It is the same logic. We will send the array, and it will return us a number. This time it will be the number of even numbers. It will be multiplication of the numbers. I'm not going to write it. Multi of numbers. The purpose will be different, but the parameters will be the same. We will send an array, and it will return us an integer. Let's create it. Integer. The name will be multiplication of all the numbers. Okay. Multi of numbers. It doesn't sound right, I know, but I don't want to write a long name there. At first, it will be 1. I'm not saying 0 because if I try to calculate, if I try to multiply 6 by 0, the result will be always 0. So instead, I'm using 1. And let's create the method here. Multi of numbers will be equal to the method, of course. Calculate multi of all numbers of multi-dimensional array. I'm planning to send array here. Okay. Then let's print this value. So multiplication of all numbers will be multi-number. We have created the main method. The only missing thing is the method itself. Let's create it. I will click on this one, and it's ready. It will return an integer, and it will receive this array. Do we have any question here? No. Let's continue. First step is same. We need to reach the elements. Reach elements. Second, we will multiply it by a number. Calculate to multiplication. Multi-number. Multi-number. The first step is the hardest part. Let's try to reach all the elements. We have done it a lot of times, so I'm not going to explain it. Array, length. If you want me, of course, I can explain. If someone asks that question, I would love to explain it. For I, the length will be array I length. This will bring me the all the numbers from this multi-dimensional array. Array I and J. So there will be a multi number. I will create it here. I will create it here and change it a little. We do not need to change it. Okay. I will use directly it. Now I will multiply 1 with this value. The first value will be 6, of course. It's very easy. Multi of numbers will be equal to times and equal to this value. Each time the value of multi will be multiplied by this value, and it will be reassigned to this multi of numbers. And at the end of the loop, we should send this multi of numbers. Return multi of numbers. Okay, that's right. It should be a huge number. If it is too big, you may need to delete a few of them. Oh, here it is, the number. The integer capacity was enough to calculate this number. Do we have any question for now? Let me check. Now I couldn't be able to see any question. Okay, no question. Let's go there. Okay. Create a method that adds the even numbers in a given two-dimensional array and print the results. We did similar question. Sorry. Where's the slide? Blah 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 blah. Oh, this sounds interesting. Create a method that prints sum of the last element of each array in a given two-dimensional array. Yes, we can create a logic for that one. I will copy it from the slide whenever I file it. I formed. Let's try to print the question. I will create another class for this one. CO7 questions. Let me copy it here. And let me explain. We will create a method, okay, that prints. This time it won't return anything. It will just print it. If we are printing the result, the return type should be void. Void. If it is printing, the return type will be void. Last elements of each inner array. I will copy the previous array. And we will work on that. The last elements will be 8, 6, and 1. This method will calculate some of these numbers. That's all. How do we do that? First, we need to reach the first array. And I will get the last one of this array. Again, I will use this array's length -1. I have to reach the second array. And again, I will use this array's length -1 to reach the last element. It is same for this one. When you create a loop, switch between them and getting all the arrays last value and adding it to another value, it will solve it. Okay, you have 15 minutes to solve this question. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you after 15 minutes. Oh, 15 minutes, of course. Stop it, please. Thank you very much. Welcome back, everybody. Let's start solving this question. What we are going to do here, first we need to reach the elements, right? Then we will take the last one. It's not very hard. Actually, normally I will tell you to create 2 for-while loops, but for this one, we do not need to create. Just reaching this first array will be enough. By using this array's length, I will tell you to take the last element, but we will need to create a for-while. Okay. First, I will try to reach the outer arrays. Then I will try to reach the last one of this array. Array length. Oh, sorry. It says create a method. So let's delete it and create a method. This time I'm not going to assign it to anything because it will return nothing. The return type will be void. The name will be calculate sum of last element of a multidimensional array. And this method will have the array, of course, array, nothing else. It will just print the values. I am creating the method. Okay, the return type is void because I haven't assigned it to anything, and it is accepting 2-dimensional array. It works for me, and I have created for a loop by using the array's length. For this one, it will be 1, 2, and 3. My values will be starting from 0, 1, and 2. I will take these values. I need a loop, right? I have a loop. I need a variable to calculate sum of numbers. Integers sum of last numbers will be equal to 0 at first. In the loop, I will try to reach each one's last elements. Then I will add it to the sum of last numbers. How can I reach the last number of each array? It's not very hard. Array index I. When I is 0, it will be this one. When I becomes 1 in the second loop, the array will be like this. According to I'm talking about this. When I becomes 2, the array will be this. And I will get inside of it. And this time, I will try to reach array's length minus 1. It will bring me this last digit. Array's length minus 1. How can I reach this array's length? It is actually this array, right? According to I values. Array I length minus 1. This is the value. In the first loop, when I becomes 0. Let's see what is written here. When I is 0, this one will be 0. This one will also be 0. So this array is this. And let's see what's written here. Array 0's length 1, 2, 3, 4. Minus 1 is 3. And it will be like this. I will make here for it. And here it is. When I check the index numbers, 0, 1, 2, 3. And at first it will be 0, right? It will be 8. As you can see. For I equals 0. Okay, let's check this second one. In the second loop, I will be 1. I will be 1. According to 1, let's see what it will be like. Now, whenever I see I will write 1. 1, 1. And okay, it will be like this. The last shape of this formula will be, let's calculate this part. First, it will reach the array at index 1. It is here. It will calculate the length. It is 4 minus 1. This will be 3, just like the this one. But here, this will be 1 because it is 1. We will go to the 1 and index 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. It will bring 6. 6. I'm saying 6, but right instead. This one was 8, and it is 6 this time. When I becomes 2, that's the last one. When I is 2, we will write it like this, right? I will be 2, this part will be 2, 2. Array 2 means this array. And I'm opening square bracket. And here, the length is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, minus 1, it will be 5. Array 2, 5. Array 2 will come here, and 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will be 1. Okay, now everything is ready. This will bring those values. I need to add them 8, 6, and 1 to this variable. Sum of last numbers will be equal to this one. Okay, let's take their places. Okay. This is better. And at the end of the loop, where's the loop here? Let's print the sum of numbers. So sum of last numbers will be sum of last numbers. We have already created the first stage, the main method, I mean, and we should see 15. Let's check it. It is 15, right? When I make the math, I can reach to 15. It is working. Do we have any question here? Of course not, because I'm covering everything. Oh, it is not like that. I hope to hear your questions. It will benefit myself and yourself. So asking questions is always very important. So, okay. I'm gonna be able to see any question anywhere. Let's try to solve another question. What do we have here? Let's go back to the slide. At the elements with the same index in a given two-dimensional array. At the elements with the same index, okay? And assign these sums to a single layered array. Okay, let's try to understand what's going on here. We will have a two-dimensional array like this. And we will add same indexed elements. 0, 1, 2. 0, 1, 2, 3. Those are the index numbers. And we will calculate the sum of same indexed elements. First one will be zeros. 3 plus 2, it is 5. Index ones, 4 plus 3. 7. 5 index 2s, 5, 6, and it is 11. Okay, just like this, we will calculate some of those numbers. But the first one does not have index 3, so we are not going to calculate it. How can we solve this question? I need to create a loop. Actually, we may need to create 2 loops. I'm not sure. Will be one loop will enough. Perhaps right now I'm not sure. We can try. So first we will try to reach the indexes. I will say, please calculate the sum of those numbers. How can we decide how many elements will have a loop? The shortest inner array will decide the length of the loop. And if the shortest one is 3, we need to calculate 0, 1, 2. I do not need to calculate 3 because we are not going to include the last 7 number. We will only count, we will create the loop according to the shortest inner array. Okay, I'm not going to create complex logic for this one. We will create a little hard code to solve this question. If user enters this kind of array, 2-dimensional, and if it has only 2 arrays in it, you will try to create that kind of logic. If it is like this, it will be very easy, and 1 loop will be enough for us. Okay, let me change something. Okay, I will copy this question, and we will try to solve it in action. CO8 questions. We have a lot of questions, as you can see. I'm trying to solve a lot of them, but it's very important to leave a few of them for you to solve. You have to try to solve them yourself. If you cannot solve them yourself, please get in touch with me. I would love to help you in the process. Yes, add the elements with the same index, blah, blah. Okay, let's create this array. Voila, we did. And the output should be like this. It did not say anything about creating a method, so I'm not going to create any method. We have the method. So, and now somehow I should explain somehow I should be able to receive the shortest inner array. How can I do that? It's very easy. Let's create an integer, shorter length. We have an integer. Now let's compare them. I don't know which one is the shorter. If the first one is shorter than the second one, I will take it. If it is not, I will take the other one. We can handle this one with a ternary. I will compare the length of inner arrays. How can I compare them? Array index 0 shorter, index 0 should be written here. If it is length is lower than second one, array index 1's length. If the index 0's length is shorter, lower than the second one, I want to take the first one, right? Ternary comes here. If it is correct, I will take the first one's length. Array index 0 length. If it is false, I need to take the second one's length. That's all I need to do here. And according to the result, I will assign it to a shorter length. Now it doesn't matter which one we choose. And we know the first one is the shorter one right now. and the loop will be calculated according to that length. Okay, I need an array to store those numbers, right? Let's create it to integer array. This doesn't have dimensions. Okay, I'm having a hard time to find a name here. Sum of same indexes, sum of same index numbers. Okay, that's look good. New integer. The length of this array will be decided according to the shorter length. So I will write shorter length. If the shortest one is 3, it should be created according to that number. Okay, we have created an empty array, and now the hardest part. I will try to reach indexes, and I will calculate some of those numbers, and I will add them to this new array. What I look. Do I need to create two-dimensional array? Actually, we do not, because we have only 2 arrays here. Did I catch it? I'm not sure. It seems like I did not. Okay, shortest length will be working here. Where am I? Sure. All right. Shorter length. Everything seems fine here. I will start from 0, 0, 1, 2 will be the i's values. And each time I will add them to my new integer array. Sum of same numbered index I will be equal to sum of same indexes numbers. Array index 0, but the second one will be index I. This one's first elements plus array index 1's I value. The second one's first index. Without changing it, I need to add it. But there's a problem here. In the first loop, it will calculate some of first numbers. It will be 5. Okay. 5 will be added to the sum of blah blah. In the second loop, it will till will be set to this value, and it will be added to this. Those values will come 4 and 3. It will be 7. And then 5 and 6 will be calculated. It will be 11. It should work. Let's try to print the sum of blah blah array. So arrays, big brother, please help us. I cannot type it. Arrays to string array. Oh, sum of same number arrays. Okay, in a few seconds, we will be able to see the result. Here they are, 5, 7, and 11. Without any problem, we did it. The critical point is creating the logic. First, how can I do that? You have to ask that question to yourself. Just forget everything about the computers and Java. Think it, how can you do that? We are reaching the 3 and we are seeing the 2, the first elements. And we are calculating the sum of those numbers. Okay. We know the logic now. How can I reach this first element? And at the same time, how can I reach the second inner array's first element? These are the questions. And also we have another critical point. How should set the for I loop according to shortest one? How can I explain that part to computer? These are the parts you should do brainstorming if you do not know the solution, of course. Okay. Let me clean everything. In a given two-dimensional array, add the elements in each inner array and assign the sums to a single layered array that will create. What are you telling me? Oh, here, okay. First, we will calculate this inner arrays total value 4, 6, and 10. Okay, 3, 12, 10 comes here, and 2 plus 7 is 9. Okay, we will reach each element, and we will try to find some of inner arrays. That's the question. We did not have any break time between the questions, but believe me, there are a lot of flies here, and they are making me crazy. It's a good break, right? Talking about elbow fries. New question is coming. Questions of C09. Yeah, I couldn't be able to catch it again. Main method and the question. Then we have the question. Let's try to think about it. I need to reach each elements here. So it means I need to create two-dimension. I need to create I'm sorry, for a second I lost myself. Yes, I need to create two for I loops to reach the elements. This is the given, and this should be the output. It says, okay, I need another array. It will be normal array, integer array. Let's what could be sum of elements, sum of elements array. I will create it by using the new keyword. Here I need to enter a number. Of course, it will be decided according to this array's length. 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, it doesn't matter. Array's length. Because if it has 4 inner arrays in it, this element will have 4 numbers in it. So does it tell us anything about creating a method? No. We can solve it like this. We have the array and we have the bucket to store results. Let's create for I loop. For I. First one, limits will be array's length. For the second one, each inner array will be the limit for I. And by each array, I mean array I and the length. So I need to calculate some of these numbers. Here, I will be always 0. I mean, in this second loop, these elements will be checked. Let's calculate it and add it to the sum of elements. I will create another integer here. or let's create it here. Usually, we should not create any variable in the loops. Integer, some elements. It will be 0 at first. Okay, how can I calculate the sum of those elements? Sum of elements will be increased each time according to values, array I and j. Oh, not that one. Okay, it will calculate some of those numbers and it will add it to sum of elements. After this loop, sum of elements will be decided. And after this loop, let's add it to sum of elements array. Sum of elements I will be equal to some elements. Let's say it is 10 here. In the next loop, it will be still 10 and it will add other numbers, but we do not want to that. We don't want that, right? At the beginning, it should be 0 again. Okay. Sum of elements should be 0 here one more time, because we will try to calculate these numbers now, 1 and 2, and it will create 3. Sum of element 3 will be, and it will be added to the array we have created here. After each loop, let's try to print it. South. I am trying to print an array that the string array. Oh, not the array, sum of elements. Okay, 10, 3, 12, 10, 9. It works. Let's see what I have done here. Let me fix Deldo. Okay. This way we can see what's happening there. So better. First, I have created a bucket for my numbers. Then I have created sum of elements. And then in this sum elements, I will calculate these numbers sum. In the loop, I am trying to reach each inner arrays in the outer loop. This loop, I will be present each array index numbers. At first, it will be 0, right? At first loop, it will be 0. According to 0, whenever I see I, I will write 0 here. And I have come here. This loop will start from 0 and it will continue until array 0's length. Array 0 length is 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, it is 4 here. Starting from 0 until 4, it will increase value by 1 in each loop. So we have a sum of elements and it is 0 right now. I will add I is 0 and at the beginning j will be also 0. And it is 3. 3 will be added to the sum of elements. Sum of elements is sum elements, sorry. Is 3 right now. It's 4. Okay. Now in the second loop, I still 0. G will be 1. Now it will reach 1 here, and 1 will be added to some elements. It will be 4. In the next one, 0, 2, it will become. I is still 0 because we are in the inner loop. The outer loop is not completed. 0, 2 will be 2, it will be added and it will become 6. 0, 3, it is 4, it will be added and it will be 10. After this loop, sum of elements index 0 will be equal to 10. It was 10, it will be assigned to this one. 10 will be here. In the second loop, same steps will be calculated according to this array, and the result will be 3. And it will continue like this. Now let's solve one more question. It will be the last one. Oh, no. Let's see tomorrow's logic. Tomorrow we will learn array lists. You know, what was the biggest disadvantage of array? You cannot add new elements to an array. Arrays length is always fixed to whatever you number enter there. Yes, we have found a few ways to increase the elements, but it is not actually we are creating a new element. Because of that, Java creators, developers created array lists. Array list has more flexible structure. Array lists are dynamic and they are resizable. They use same logic with the arrays, very similar. They are a list, of course, but because of this dynamic structure and being resizable, usually we prefer using array list instead of using lists, instead of using arrays. Sorry. Yes, disadvantages of array. You know, we have to set the length when we are creating it. I don't want that. I don't know how many products I will have in the market. Why do I need to set a length for that? If that's the question in your mind, you should not use arrays. Instead, we can use array list structure. Now we can directly add elements without setting any length when we are creating it. It will start with 0 element, and we can add infinite elements. Here, how we create an array list. The data type will be list. It will have integers like this, for example. This will be the name numbers, and after that you need to write new array list like this. The critical point. Data type should be always non-primitive. You cannot use it with integer data type. It won't accept it. If the first letter is a lowercase, the system will fail. The data type should be non-primitive data type, always with a capital. Now let me check. Do we have any question anywhere? No, we don't, of course. And then you can directly print it like this. Okay, it is a little hard for us to understand for now. Normally, we always used same data type and constructor. We don't know the constructor topic here. Actually, there is another topic we don't know here. It is interfaces. But I can say that list is not a class. It is something else. So at the right side, we cannot use list itself. Instead, when we are creating a list, you have to use the right side array list. You can also write integers the same data type between diamonds, but it is not important. As you can see, it is pale. It means if you don't write it, it won't change anything. Yes, let me see if it is explained here. No. Yes, list and interface. we cannot create objects from it, but don't worry about it for now. We are going to learn it after the free session. This is the right way of creating a list. You can also create it like this. It doesn't change anything. Writing a dot type here will not change anything. But this one has a little disadvantage. It is when we create a list like this, for example, numbers, we have to add the elements one by one. In the arrays, we could be able to use curly brackets to add out of different elements to an array. But when you are using list, you have to add them one by one. Numbers add 3, numbers add 4, numbers add 5, numbers add 5, like this. Of course, there's other ways to handle the situations, but still, it is the logic of a list. As you can see, the system is being added like this. Okay, I think that's enough for today. We will talk about them tomorrow. Thank you very much. I'm sorry, not tomorrow, on Friday. Today's session will continue on Friday. Thank you very much, and